Dear Rita, I'm writing to you from a place of wisdom earned through faith, experience, and a deeper understanding of our history. Life won't always be easy, but every challenge you face will become a part of your testimony. You'll learn that victories aren't just about winning, they're about rising above every obstacle with strength and grace. Let your foundation be built on Romans chapter 8, verse 37, quote, "In all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us," end quote. Never let hardship define you or allow yourself to fall into a victim mentality. You were created to overcome. When trials come, and they will, remember that hardships often lead to growth and unexpected opportunities. I wish I had understood sooner that integrity and faith are not only shields, but also compasses. They will guide you through storms and shape your character. Trust that every test you face is preparing you for something greater. My faith has been my constant source of strength. It will be yours too. Hold on to it tightly because it will carry you through your toughest moments. You'll have times when you don't know how to move forward, but if you stay rooted in prayer, answers will come. Sometimes as ideas, opportunities, or unexpected breakthroughs. Just as faith was the backbone of the civil rights movement, it will be the backbone of your life. Remember how our ancestors gathered in churches to organize, strategize, and fight for justice. Faith and activism belong together. Never separate them. As you grow, you'll realize that Black history is more than struggle. It is greatness. We are survivors, builders, and creators. You'll read about African civilizations that thrived long before the transatlantic slave trade. The story of Mansa Musa, the richest king in history, will amaze you and remind you that wealth and power are in our legacy. Our story didn't start with slavery, and it certainly won't end with it. You'll be inspired by leaders like Malcolm X, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and Huey P. Newton. Their visions of justice and liberation will shape how you see activism. You'll admire how the Black Panthers fed hungry children and protected their communities, and how the Rainbow Coalition united people with different backgrounds to fight for equality. Let their courage guide you, because the fight for justice isn't over, and your voice matters. You will also see the systems designed to limit us. You'll witness how economic and social barriers keep marginalized communities from accessing opportunities, healthcare, and financial freedom. You'll see it firsthand in healthcare or network marketing, where people from our community are denied opportunities simply because they can't access the same resources. But knowledge is power, and by educating yourself and others, you can break down those barriers. I wish I had known sooner that not everything taught in history books is true. I used to believe that President Abraham Lincoln freed enslaved people out of compassion and morality. But I later learned that the Emancipation Proclamation was more of a war tactic than a moral stand. Lincoln's priority was preserving the Union, not justice for Black people. It hurt to learn this, but it also taught me an important lesson. Question everything. Seek the truth, and when you find it, teach it to others. Through it all, you'll learn that our people are survivors. Black history is a story of resilience, of people who faced oppression and kept pushing forward. Their stories will give you the strength to face your own challenges. When you feel like giving up, remember how our ancestors fought for every inch of freedom they had. Their fight will live in you. You'll experience injustice yourself. I remember feeling like an outsider in high school, ignored, excluded, and misunderstood by some of my white classmates. They didn't have to say anything. Their silence was loud enough. It hurt, but it taught me something important. My worth isn't defined by their acceptance. You'll learn the same. You'll know that your voice, your power, and your pride come from within. I am grateful for my family because they grounded me in my heritage. My family taught us to be proud of who we are and to never stay silent when we see injustice. Our community, whether it was church, family gatherings, or cultural events, taught us to hold our heads high and fight for what's right. I carry these lessons with me every day. As you grow, you'll realize that living Black history means carrying it forward. You'll vote not just because it's a right, but because people bled and died for it. You'll support Black-owned businesses because you know that economic power matters. You'll educate others about our culture, share stories on social media, mentor the next generation, and fundraise for causes that uplift our community. Your actions, no matter how small, create ripples of change. You'll also see that faith and history can build unity beyond race and background. You'll discover that when people of different cultures share their stories and struggles, we find common ground. Whether through interfaith gatherings or community projects, you'll see that justice and compassion are universal values. The more we learn each other's histories, the stronger we become together. Finally, if I could give you just one piece of wisdom about resilience, faith, and justice, it would be this. The journey towards justice and equality is a marathon, not a sprint. Stay patient, stay persistent, and there will be times when you feel tired and disheartened. That's okay. Rest if you must, but never stop. The road may be long, but every step you take moves us all forward. So, to my younger self, hold your head high. Trust God, seek the truth, and never, ever stop fighting for what is right. With love, pride, and hope, your future self.